Is there an unheard Elvis song from 1954? Possibly. Hey y'all, welcome back to Beyond Graceland. If this is your first time here, I'm Emily. And if you want to help support this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It really helps the growth of this channel out and helps me out to continue to put out more Elvis content. Today, got a pretty special episode. At least I think so, because there could possibly be an unheard Elvis song, at least one that was paid for himself before signing with Sam's and Son Records. And come to think of it, after doing a little bit of research on this, there could be two of those that are missing. Here's what we know. Elvis went into Memphis Recording Services, owned by Sam Phillips, on July 18th, 1953, and recorded two songs, My Happiness and That's When Your Heartache Begins, for allegedly $4. Remember that, because we'll come back to it in a minute. What is lesser known, however still known, is that Elvis came back that following January 4th, 1954, to record two more songs. Now, as it stands today, those two songs were I'll Never Stand in Your Way and It Wouldn't Be the Same Without You. Or so we think. But here's where things get interesting. There isn't actually any written proof that these were in fact the songs recorded on that date. In Elaine Dundee's book, Elvis and Gladys, it states that this session was his second self-funded recording session at Memphis Recording Studios, as we know today, Sun Studios. And in this book, it is stated, after talking about those first two songs that he made allegedly for his mother, nevertheless, it is interesting to note that the first time around, Elvis had chosen to record two black recordings, and that this time he chose two country songs, Casual Love Affair and I'll Never Stand in Your Way. So the interesting part is that there is no recording, at least that we can find, that has been published of a song called Casual Love Affair. What we do have today, and within the last, a decade and a half maybe, is that we do have I'll Never Stand in Your Way and It Wouldn't Be the Same Without You. You can listen to those. As you'll see, some believe that they were released as an A and B side, or at least recorded as an A and B side. However, according to Elvis and Gladys, the A side was Casual Love Affair and the B side was I'll Never Stand in Your Way. Up to this point, we still don't have Casual Love Affair. So, had to do a little research on understanding why. And that took me down a rabbit hole, resulting in a few more questions than answers, including a third self-funded recording session in June of 1954, 6 months after this January recording. Now, I know it was self-funded because the Sun Studio, the Sun Record label publisher, funded the next recording session, which was a month later, to the day, in fact, of That's All Right Mama, and a couple of other ones. Not Casual Love Affair, and not another one that we'll get to in just a second. So we know that this was a third self-funded recording session, and the reason that we know that is because we've got receipts. Now, 1 second. I know what some of you are going to say. These are fake. They may very well be fake. However, if that's fake, that's a dang good job. And I have read where there was an actual June recording session, because it's the one that Sam had gotten a demo of a song called Without You, and he could not find the contact information to who the singer was. He wanted to be able to put this song out, whether it was with the original singer or not. This is where he's talking to Marion Keisker, and she says, "What about the kid with the sideburns? He would sound really good on this one. Do you remember me telling you about him?" And of course, Sam, just casually says, "Oh, yeah. Well, okay, why don't you give him a call?" This, the third recording, I believe, is the one where she's interested in having him come down there. However, according to these receipts, the recording session was on June 5th for 2 songs. And we know it's 2 songs because we've got an A side, very faint here, where you can see the A, and a B side. This other one is a receipt from that January 4th with 2 sides, an A side and a B side. Now, if you were to study these very closely, I don't know. Maybe one was a duplicate, maybe one wasn't. However, one has these holes on them and the other one doesn't, which, I mean, people reorder stuff all the time, whether it had the holes or not, on a second shipment of invoices. I've worked as an administrative assistant. These things change all the time. That can't be our proof that these are fake. The one concern that I do have is the pricing of these, because they say that it's $8.25. Now, the 25 doesn't bother me because tax, right? What does bother me is that it has always been stated that when you went into Memphis Recording Services that it was 2 songs, or $2 to record 1 song and $4 to record 2 songs. So that wouldn't add up if I'm getting 2 songs for $8.25. So that's a little bit different for me. I mean, even the stamps that are on it and how it's been smudged over the years, how the speckled of just any sort of debris or something on it. I mean, there's even other things that have been written on it. So it's a very good fake if it is a fake. I wish that there was an invoice number on it somewhere. Then that would be a little bit, but I guess that was something that they might have just put in themselves. So anyways, according to these and according to all the dates that I'm seeing, there's 4 songs out there. We're not going to include the very first recordings, My Happiness, and That's When Your Heartache Begins. We know when those were recorded. We know what they sound like, the dates, everything. So we'll just leave that as that. We also know for a fact that we have recordings of I'll Never Stand in Your Way and It Wouldn't Be the Same Without You, because those have now been released. However, I don't necessarily think that they were pulled from the same date in recording, the same A and B side. I think that they were from separate recording sessions. Now, according to Elaine's book, Elvis and Gladys, we've got Casual Love Affair and I'll Never Stand in Your Way on the January 4th recording. Okay? So we have a lot of evidence that shows us that 2 songs were recorded, self-funded on that date, January 4th. That we do know. What we can't prove is what actual songs were from that date. Now, I've got this one, and if you look up online, it does actually say, on AI answering, that Casual Love Affair was actually recorded. Now, something else that's interesting is that if you go to sunrecords.com and you go to their history tab, you can find this little page that shows you chronologically what's happening during Memphis Recording Services / Sun Studios / Sun Records also. And right here, we've got January 4th, 1954. Elvis Presley made his second visit to the Memphis Recording Service and cut 2 songs to a 10-inch, it's 10 inches, 10 acetate, Casual Love Affair and I'll Never Stand in Your Way. Studio boss Sam Phillips asked Presley to leave his phone number. So there you go. I mean, I would really, 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 really hope that Sun Records, the, historically preserved, funded Sun Records that you can go visit. It's a museum now and still an active recording studio, would have the correct information. I would hope that. I would really, 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 really hope that. Can we still be 100% sure? No. No, because this song has never been played for the public. Never been played for the public. So we could stop the discussion right here, and you could make up your own assumptions on whether or not Casual Love Affair was actually recorded or not. And that, it may have gotten lost somewhere. We may hear it one day, we may not. But it doesn't stop there. There's another song, Careless Love. And this one's got a lot of talk about it too. And this is where things get even more interesting. So I started doing my research about this song because I was like, I've never heard of Casual Love Affair. Let me see if I can listen to that. I'm so happy that there's a song that I haven't listened to before by Elvis. Then I couldn't find it. But some things that did pop up was this other song called Careless Love. Now, a couple of things with this song. The majority of the information that I have found on the song Careless Love is that it was actually a misprint or was misspoken somewhere along the way, and that it actually never even existed at all. There was one suggestion that it was put on the album, the acetate, the receipt. Because of the lyric, I wasted my love on a careless romance was repeated in the choruses. And so some people think that maybe that's where that name came from. I don't necessarily buy that because I have listened to It Wouldn't Be the Same Without You. And if anything, the song, the hook would be Without You. And so if it was going to be a mistake, I would have thought that would have been what they put instead of Careless Love, Without You. So I don't know if I buy that. Another reason I don't know if I buy that is because of the two different receipts. Go back to those. Both of these have an A and B side. So therefore, we're looking for 4 songs. 4 self-funded songs by Elvis himself that he went in on his own to have recorded. And I just don't know why Elaine would put that in her book if that wasn't the case. I mean, she had to have asked somebody, what were those other 2 songs that he recorded in January? Oh, well, here it is. So I do believe that there are 4 songs out there. We've heard 2 of them. And I believe that there are 2 other unheard Elvis-funded recordings from Memphis Recording Services. Will we ever hear them? I don't know. And obviously, this is an opinion after doing some research for a couple of days. There's really not much else that you can find on this. There's quite a few forums. Unfortunately, a lot of them are way over a decade old. And so I just thought it would be neat to kind of bring this back up to surface and see if there's been any new insights that any of you may have on this matter. Now, what do I think happened? I think that there's actually more than 2 missing Sun recordings. And I think that was purposely done by Sam Phillips himself because he didn't want to give up Elvis's contract. He had to, financially speaking. And I just don't think that he was willing to give up quite everything to RCA when he did sell his contract. Because why would he? Doesn't it seem like that would be something Sam would do? I think. And I don't know if it's something that he kept, put away, forgotten, where it may be labeled as something else so that he couldn't get in trouble, or maybe he hid them, got rid of them, just so that nobody else would have them. I don't know. What do you think? That's kind of what I think. I hope one day we'll be able to hear it. I hope somebody will find it. I hope Sun actually has the recordings, and maybe they're just not able to get them to a quality where it would be beneficial for anyone. I don't know. But yeah, I'm super interested to hear what you all think about this. If it's something that you think is just a bunch of fake garbage, Sure, let's get everybody's opinion on it. If you've got any insight, any other forums that I can go through, let me know. I'll truly appreciate it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. See if we can work our way through the algorithm here and keep this channel growing. Also, if this is something that you like, if you like these types of videos, then go ahead, hit the subscribe button. It's totally free to do that. All right, friends, I'll see you in the next one.